Hey, it's your boy back in the house, and today's video is going to be about exactly 10 delicious foods that will not make you gain weight. And not only am I going to explain to you exactly what those 10 foods are, I'm also going to go over the reason you need to watch till the end of this video to get clarity onto why these foods won't make you gain weight, exactly what stops these foods from being stored as fat. And also, before we start with this video, I want you to go down below, like, comment, and subscribe, and press that notification bell button to get notified when I upload a new video. If you want to see more of this type of content, it's for you, so you can get clarity on what weight loss is really about and how you can lose weight, eat the most effortless way possible. Now, the first thing I want you to, I'll just go over these 10 foods because I don't want to waste your time, and I'll go over each by each. So the first thing is nuts, basically almonds, peanuts, walnuts, and hazelnuts. Most of you know them as really fattening foods, but that's not true because the whole idea of calories in and calories out is pretty much false. Now, there's a lot of people disagreeing with me, but if you talk to the biggest experts in the field, they'll tell you that calorie deficit is not the thing that actually matters. Now, it can matter to some extent if you like totally go over the like 5,000 and 10,000 calories, you eat that much, then that will actually make you gain weight because of some different reasons, because how those foods affect your hormones, because our bodies don't have receptors for calories, we have receptors for hormones. I made a ton of different videos. I don't want to go deep into this because this video will be just way too long. Before you click off and totally disagree with me and never come back to my channel again, let me just explain to you where I'm coming from and where this industry is actually going towards. First, calories don't determine how fat your fat cells get. Basically, this is your fat cell, and inside you have triglycerides. If this is triglycerides, okay, these are base form of how your fat looks like. These are energy molecules that your body produces so you can have energy, and so you can actually store energy, to be more exact. So when these triglycerides get into the cell, that's called storing fat, liponeogenesis. And when these guys get out of the cell, that's called burning fat, called lipolysis. So basically, it all comes down to this metabolic process. Are they getting out of the cell or are they getting inside of the cell? And what determines that, so you can actually understand that I don't totally disagree with the calorie deficit thingy, but for a different reason. Calorie deficit only works in a way that will make you lose weight if how it affects your hormone insulin and glucagon, because most of the time when you get on a caloric deficit, that will happen. Those two hormones will get regulated in a right way, but most of the time it won't. If you're on a caloric deficit and you only eat like high carbohydrate foods, terrible processed foods, like candy, sweets, sugar, chocolate, that will simply make it impossible for your body to get rid of your fat. That's why you see people around on a caloric deficit totally left and right and not getting any results. At the start, they get some results, they lose some water weight, they get motivated, and then they just reach a plateau. They lower their calories even more, but their metabolism slows down so much and they just don't lose weight. Now, you need to understand that how your calorie deficit needs to affect your body is through controlling your insulin and glucagon. Insulin is a hormone that tells your body that it's time to store energy, and glucagon is the hormone that tells your body that it's time to burn fat, burn energy. So basically, burning fat will happen. These guys will get out of the cell if glucagon is high and if insulin is low. And if it all comes down to these two hormones, then you need to understand that these two hormones actually affect this positively. They don't affect it negatively, even though if you're not in a caloric deficit, because there's so much more that your body can do with the calories that you eat. If you eat a little bit too much calories, your body doesn't need to store it as a fat. That's a total myth. Your body can just speed up your metabolism, your cognition can go up, your liver, your other organs, your heart rate can go up. Your body can produce more heat. There's so many different things your body can do, but we totally fixate on your body works like a machine, but it's not how it works. Almonds, peanuts, walnuts, and hazelnuts will make you gain fat, but don't go overboard eating way too much. Also, it comes down to calories as well. Calories is just one factor, but if you totally go over the board with it, you will gain weight. Everything good in your life is found through balance, and you need to find the right balance in your life and in your diet too. And then these you're gonna be like, okay, these are just fruits and vegetables, but yeah, but they're actually delicious. grapefruits, salads, oranges, apples, pears, bananas. Those are the fruits and vegetables that you need to be eating if you want to actually lose weight, because these are totally the delicious foods that won't make you gain weight. But the reason that I promised you that I'm going to tell you exactly the reason to why these foods won't make you gain weight is because these foods have something in common, these 10 foods. And they have in common that they have a low glycemic index and glycemic load. To understand why this is important, you need to understand the pathway of how our fat gets stored. So basically, after you eat these foods, they have a low level of glycemic index and load. And what that really means is that won't spike much blood sugar in your bloodstream. So blood sugar, okay. So after you don't have much blood sugar in your bloodstream, aka glucose in your bloodstream, that won't spike much insulin. So that will lead to low levels of insulin in your body. And we all know, as we further explained in the triglycerides, after you have low levels of insulin in your body, that means that these guys cannot get into the cell, aka your body cannot store fat, because glucagon opposite hormone is high. Because when glucagon is high, if insulin is low, that means that glucagon is high. And what that means, that's the hormone that gets these guys out of the cell, and so your body can use them as energy, because you lack energy because there's not many calories of blood sugar in your bloodstream. This goes really scientific. And after this happens, that will lead to burning fat. Now, completely opposite of what these foods do is what, if, for example, if you eat candy, sugar, chocolate, the things I told you not to eat, for example, that will lead to super high levels of blood sugar. And when you have super high levels of blood sugar, that will lead to super high levels of insulin, because insulin is the hormone that tells your body that it's time to store and use that energy. And so basically your insulin takes blood sugar to your cells where they get used, and extra gets stored as fat. But extra will always have, you will always have extra of blood sugar, because some of these foods spike it so much that your body in that moment doesn't need that much. So there's always going to be extra to be stored as fat. So basically, if insulin is high, that means these guys will be able to get inside of a cell. And when insulin is high, that means glucagon is low. They work hand in hand. When glucagon is low, that means these guys won't be able to get out of the cell. So you won't be able to burn fat. So basically, it blocks lipolysis and promotes liponeogenesis, creation of new fat. And if insulin is high, glucagon is low, that means burning fat will be impossible. You are now in fat storing mode, fat energy. I hope this video gave you clarity on what's actually important when it comes to weight loss, to what these foods have in common. Like your whole life, you've heard, oh, eat more salad, eat this, but why should you eat that? For when you're losing weight, most people like, eat more salad. Why would you eat salad? You don't understand, but this is what happens to your body. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.